Well, this is a big one. In Geneva, there was speculation that the unique stainless steel Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime Ref. 630 might become the most expensive wristwatch to ever sell at auction. And it turns out that was well-founded. It just happened. The watch, with its 2 dials, reversible case, and 20 complications, sold for 31 million Swiss francs, officially making it the most expensive watch in the world. This record was predictable. The price too. But even if most of us were expecting a mind-blowing price, the amount of money offered yesterday for the Henry Graves Patek Philippe Super Complication remained something close to indecency, as Sotheby's hammered the most expensive watch to date for 20,600,000 Swiss francs. A Rolex that once belonged to Paul Newman became the most expensive wristwatch ever sold in an auction as it fetched $17.8 million United States dollars in New York. The stainless steel Daytona Rolex was the star of a special 50-lot evening sale, winning Icon's legendary watches of the 20th century at Phillips Auction House. After a 12-minute bidding war, Newman's former property went to a buyer on the phone who wants to remain anonymous, Phillips said. Newman got his watch, a Rolex Cosmograph Daytona, reference number 6239, made in 1968 as a gift from his wife, actress Joanne Woodward. A rare, stainless steel Patek Philippe reference 1518 wristwatch sold for just over $11 million. The price was reached after a 13-minute bidding war at the Phillips in association with Bax and Russo Geneva Watch Auction. One thing that is fascinating about this sale is that there were 8 bidders bidding for this watch, and it wasn't until the price reached 7 million Swiss francs that 2 remaining buyers started to battle to secure the sale, said Sam Hines, the international head of watches at Phillips Auction House. Widely regarded as the best pink-on-pink 1518 never to emerge, once owned by Prince Mohammed Tawfiq A.T.A. Too Soon of Egypt lived up to expectations and then some, having just sold at Sotheby's in New York for $9.57 million United States dollars including fees. While almost 300 Ref. 1518s were produced, only about a fifth of them were in pink gold, with the majority in yellow gold. And just 14 are pink-on-pink, with salmon tone dials matched with a pink gold case. Offered for auction at Christie's in Hong Kong on the 23rd of November, this Patek Philippe Ref. 2,523 sold for just short of $9 million United States dollars, making it the most expensive wristwatch ever auctioned in Asia. In horological terms, the 1953 Patek Philippe Blue Enamel World Time Watch is legendary, and as close to perfection as one can come, says Alexander Beigler, Christie's head of watches for the Asia-Pacific region. In terms of function and form, it is a thing of sheer beauty. What makes this watch so rare is, like all things, the details. Patek World Timers from the 1950s weren't mass-produced and generally were purchased by magnates and mega-millionaires. A Patek Philippe II Crown World Time Ref. 2,523 with a cloisonné enamel dial sold for $7,819,051 at the Phillips Geneva Auction 13. There's even a dispute as to how many total 2523s were ever made, but it's safe to say that number is less than 25. But that's looking at a bird's view of all 2,523 and 2,523 minus 1 pieces. When it comes to this particular watch up for auction, that number shrinks considerably. Made up of 38 watches and 1 lot of vintage Gay Frères bracelets, the auction was led by an unsurprising favorite that sold for a record price, the possibly unique Ref. 2,499 in pink gold with a dial signed Gabi Milano. Eventually, one of the phone bidders triumphed and set the record for the most expensive Ref. 2,499 ever sold at auction. The pink Ref. 2,499, Gabi, hammered for $7.68 million, making it the most expensive Ref. 2,499 ever sold at auction by some margin. The 2015 edition of Only Watch had many fantastic on-off watch models from the main watch brands in the world, and this Patek Philippe Ref. 5016A was the most desired attraction. The estimated price was between 700,000 and 900,000 Swiss francs. The piece was hammered at an unbelievable 7,300,000 Swiss francs by the auctioneers of Phillips. This was one of 6 watches in Daytona Ultimatum, the unique white gold Ref. 6,265 Daytona sold for 5,937,500 Swiss francs. This is now the second most expensive Rolex ever sold publicly, after Paul Newman's own Paul Newman Daytona, which sold for $17.75 million at Phillips in New York. Of course, we can't forget to mention that the seller of this watch, John Goldberger, has graciously donated it to be auctioned with all of the proceeds going to the charity Children Action.